It is important to note that Pogo is a national threat to the Philippine economy, and therefore Pogo is a national threat to our national security. Itong majority ng criminal activities natin, Mr. Chair, associated to Pogos have been traced to organized criminal syndicates, often involving foreign nationals and Filipino nationals, particularly Chinese. Isn't it true that what Congressman Dante Marcoleta has been saying, that it is legal for you to have the numbers game? And that is the reason for President Duterte issuing Executive Order number 13 that allowed you to create Pogo? Then with your May statement, you are admitting to this body that the illegal Pogos within your jurisdiction or not within your jurisdiction is false and should be illegal and should be curtailed. Because you are saying it needs clarification. A while ago you were saying it does not need clarification because RA 947 already allows you for that. CESA is the only one allowed in Congress as a law to create legal numbers games and electronic gaming. And that's why that EO 13 was issued. May I now ask you, is the EO 13 now been canceled in Malacanang as per the statement that from now on PBBM says in July 22 that Pogos are banned?
The next to interpolate is our Deputy Speaker, Antonio Tonipet Albano.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It is important to note that Pogo is a national threat to the Philippine economy, and therefore Pogo is a national threat to our national security. Let me state that the Congress right now, you can see most of the red leaders of almost 100 leaders of Congress here because we want to know for sure whether or not we can defeat this kind of criminality that is in our country. Is elucidating what the threat is to our Philippine economy. Secretary Ralph Recto and DBM Secretary Mina has said that our second quarter growth is 6.5%, that the economic gains only is very minuscule with Pogo, with 0.05 contribution to our GDP, which is nothing compared to the horrible impact and corruptible consequences of these criminalities, such as Pogos having been linked to crimes of human trafficking, money laundering, tax evasion, etc., etc., and it hurts our Philippine economic rating. And now I'd like to direct my question to the Anti-Money Laundering Council, who is represented here.
Amlak.
Amlak, please identify yourself.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chair. I'm Attorney Eranio Dumale, Deputy Director for our Financial Crimes Investigation Group.
Attorney Dumale, is it true that because of this Pogo, we are now under the watch of the international credit rating community and we could be blacklisted if this goes on?
Mr. Chair, the matter regarding Pogos and...
Can you speak louder because there's an echo?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. It's among the matters that are being monitored by the Financial Action Task Force. It's included in among our action plan items, Mr. Chair.
And what is our status of our credit rating now? Does this affect our, of course, economic security when AMLAC and the world is looking into the anti-money laundering activities that are happening in the Philippines due to Pogo?
Mr. Chair, with respect to that monitoring by the Financial Action Task Force, we have already reduced from 18 to 3 our remaining action plan items, Mr. Chair.
And have we answered at least, have you explained to the international community that we are doing something about it so that we cannot be blacklisted?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we are making progress in our mutual evaluation. We are making progress on that, Mr. Chair. And we are reporting on a regular basis to the Financial Action Task Force, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for your answer. Again, Philippine economy is threatened because illicit money funds lead to asset bubbles. And this resorts to market distortions. Example, yung real estate po natin sa Pilipinas ay tumataas at yung mga legitimate business cannot compete with the higher cost ng availability of offices and space rentals and the likes. Now let me go to the Philippine Gaming Corporation, Attorney Fernandez.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it true that what Congressman Dante Marcoleta has been saying, that it is legal for you to have the numbers game? And that is the reason for President Duterte issuing Executive Order number 13 that allowed you to create Pogo?
Sir, the Executive Order number 13 is a clarification of the jurisdiction of the gaming authorities that are allowed to issue licenses for offshore gaming.
If your statement a while ago says that you are already allowed, why do you need this Executive Order number 13?
Mr. Chair, the EO is a clarification of the jurisdiction. It states there, sinasabi po dito, na kapag hindi po malinaw yung jurisdiction ng mga licensing authorities, nakakaapekto po ito sa proper regulation ng gambling sa Pilipinas po.
Then with your May statement, you are admitting to this body that the illegal pogos within your jurisdiction or not within your jurisdiction is false and should be illegal and should be curtailed. Because you are saying it needs clarification. A while ago you were saying it does not need clarification because RA 947 already allows you for that. What can you say?
Sir, RA 9487 allows PAGCOR to issue all licenses, and then the EO 13 clarifies po the jurisdiction of PAGCOR, CESA, AFAB, and APECO in the issuance of these licenses.
But the executive order cannot supersede the law. That is why there is a separation of our duties. It is only Congress who can allow that and not a mere executive order. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's why I've told you, with your statement right now, you are saying that EO 13 is illegal and this should be the basis for you to stop Pogo as soon as possible, even with the legal Pogos that are actually winding up until December. Thank you very much for that clarification. And I would like to say also that the Pogos have hurt Region 2 because of the CESA. CESA is the only one allowed in Congress as a law to create legal numbers games and electronic gaming. And that's why that EO 13 was issued. May I now ask you, is the EO 13 now been canceled in Malacanang as per the statement that from now on, PBBM says in July 22 that Pogos are banned?
Sir, I don't have sufficient knowledge po kung kanselado na po yung EO 13 po by that pronouncement, sir. I cannot answer po.
All right, but motu proprio, Mr. Chair, we can see that since her statement is saying that it is illegal, it is non-existent in itself.
if I may, Mr. Congressman, I think I could not declare something illegal. So it would be in the proper forum po, in the proper courts po that could declare the executive order illegal.
Well, nonetheless, you've already explained that it is illegal. Third, fourth, itong majority na criminal activities natin, Mr. Chair, associated to Pogos have been traced to organized criminal syndicates, often involving foreign nationals and Filipino nationals, particularly Chinese. Mr. Chair, may this representation be allowed to ask the Chair himself, all these people from Catherine Casarandoong, Dennis Cunanan, all these individuals linked to Pogo operations, mukhang pare-pareho ba ho lahat sila?
Well, if you wish to solicit the reply of the chair, Deputy Speaker Albano, yes, they are all connected to Pogos, both in Banban and in Porac, Pampanga. Deputy Speaker Albano, and you have, please wrap up, you have 1 more minute left.
Yes, and this is therefore what I'm saying. Since this is a threat and we already know these people, may we ask this committee to empower itself and ask for a watch list from the Bureau of Immigration, if someone is here from the Bureau of Immigration, to see whether or not these people are here, especially that they did not attend and we are issuing a show cause order, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Your Honor, that's the reason why the committee has invited all these personalities, not just to shed light, but to for the committee to be able to ferret out the truth as far as their involvement in the crimes that was listed under the operations of illegal Pogos, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to wrap up, I repeat, Pogo is a national threat to our Philippine economy, and therefore Pogo is a national threat to our national security and has to be stopped. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, D.S. Albano. The next to interpolate is our representative from the minority, Congresswoman Arlene Brosas. You are recognized. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, gusto po nating malaman kung nakailang raids na ba ng Pogo na isinagawa ang mga authorities, Mr. Chair. Do you have that figure? Siguro, Mr. Chair, ang makakasagot nito ay PAGCOR din ba? Or ano? Meron ba kayong data kung kailan kung ilan at when did you start taking action on Pogos with alleged illegal activities?
Madam Senator, nagsimula po kami, Madam Congressman, nagsimula po kaming makipag-ugnayan po sa mga authorities po natin ng pagdating po ng bagong administration natin ng September 2022, kung saan una po doon is nung nagkakaroon na po ng mga reports ng kidnapping, illegal detention sa iba't ibang lugar po, nagkaroon po at nagpatawag po agad ang PAGCOR ng isang meeting para po nandoon yung mga law enforcement agencies natin and mga licensees natin para po simulan yung changes dun sa mga at bigyan sila ng warning na hindi po dapat nagkakaroon ng ganitong mga activities. But with regard po sa number of raid operations, sa tingin ko po PAOK can can accurately give po the numbers of operations.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we would like to know from the PNP siguro kasi sila naman yung nagkaroon ng mga actions nung nakaraan. Nakailan na po ba na Pogo, mga raids, in different parts of the country kung meron na. Tapos ilan, siguro i-connect ko na yung pinaka-frequent na illegal activity na ginagawa. and which basically involves women, mga kababaihan po. Yun po yung gusto naming malaman dun sa mga raids na ginawa, ilan ang mga kababaihan na involved. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honors, for the PNP, based on our record, since January 2016 to July 31, 2024, we have recorded a total of 152 cases. These are all Pogo-related incidents, Your Honor. Now,
Mr. Chair,
with
this 150 cases,
152 cases, Your Honor.
152 cases, Mr. Chair, ito ba ay raids lahat or different different cases?
Raids, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr.
Now
Chair,
to the offenses, Your Honor. We have the following. For kidnap for ransom, we have 43. Kidnapping and serious illegal, anti-trafficking in persons, we have 18. Kidnapping and serious illegal detention, we have 18. The Access Devices Regulation Act of 1998, we have 14. Robbery cases, we have 6. Illegal detention, 5. Slight illegal detention, we have 5. Violation of our Republic Act 9165, we have 3. Violation on investment scam, we have 3. Qualified theft, we have 3. Swindling, estafa, and theft cases. We have consummated slight physical injuries and maltreatment. We have grave coercions. Now, these are incidental cases, Your Honor. Frustrated homicide, frustrated light coercions. We have consummated unjust fixations, grave coercions, Your Honor. That's so far, Your Honor. Those are the cases, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, sa list po ninyo, alin ang pinaka-frequent? Ano yung pinaka-madalas? No? Yung 43, anong case yon?
Kidnapping for ransom and the anti-human trafficking in persons, Your Honor.
Anti-Human Trafficking in Persons Act. So, mostly po, may mga kababaihan dyan. So, ilan po yung total ng mga biktima ng sex trafficking batay sa raid ninyo sa 152 cases lang, Mr. Chair?
I don't have the further breakdown, Your Honor, but we will check and we will submit this list, Your Honor. Thank you.
Is it 100, 1,000? Gaano po karami?
Tulad po ng nabanggit po namin, wala po kaming breakdown ng cases when we talk about sexual violence. But we will just check, Your Honor, and we will submit you the data.
So, Mr. Chair, kailangan natin nung breakdown nito kasi yung gravity ng ginagawa, lalong-lalo na kung human trafficking ang mga cases nito, sex trafficking ang mga cases nito, kailangan malaman po natin yon. Kasi yun yung sinasabi natin na ang tindi talaga ng social cost sa atin nitong Pogo. No? Now, I would like to ask, meron bang mga kinasuhan na particular sa sex trafficking at ano na ang mga status nito, Mr. Chair?
As I have mentioned, Your Honor, we do not have the specific status of cases, but if you would allow us to submit this later on, we will just check with the Directorate for Investigation, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, as simple as bilang ang tinatanong natin. Ngayon, hindi pa po ako nagtatanong, Mr. Chair, kung ano na ang ginagawa after ng Pogo raids. Kasi definitely, kailangan po niyan ng processing sa trauma, lalo na ng mga kababaihan. Now, what is the authorities doing right now para doon sa mga, lalo na dito sa 152 cases na sinasabi ninyo, may psychological relief pa sila? Anong mga legal measures ang ginagawa ngayon para sila ay matulungan? Lalong-lalo na yung mga kababaihan na may mga cases ng ganito. Kasi alam nyo naman po yun, hindi biro ang mga cases ng rape, sex trafficking, human trafficking, torture, etc. Ano na po ang measures na ginagawa ngayon kaugnay dyan? Hindi po pwedeng magsabi lang tayo na no, i-ban natin, kundi kailangan i-secure din natin yung safety at saka yung pangangailangan ng mga victims na ito, Mr. Chair. Ano po yung program ngayon na ginagawa, specific ng government, para doon sa mga biktima, lalong-lalo na ng sex trafficking, human trafficking, etc. No? Masasabi niyo po ba sa akin kung ilan ang may kaso ngayon on sex trafficking dyan?
Your Honors, we can only speak for the law enforcement, but as to the programs that you were mentioning, normally when we talk about raids, it is a joint or composite operations, and normally we have the Women's and Children Protection Center that are included in the units, and they believe they have all the necessary measures with respect to coordination to the appropriate agencies, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr.
Please
Chair,
wrap up.
pasubmit na lang yan.
Last question.
Yes, Mr. Chair, pasubmit po tayo dahil sa law enforcement, sila naman yon. Pero Mr. Chair, sana masagot ako, ano yung mga programa ngayon na ginagawa para doon sa mga ni-raid na Pogo, tapos may mga kababaihan na involved, ano na ang programa ng gobyerno dito, Mr. Chair? That's the last of my question, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Ano na ang programs na ginagawa para dito?
Well, to whom the question was addressed, Congresswoman Brosas?
Mr. Chair, nandito naman ang NBI, PNP, PAGCOR. Siguro, masasagot nila tayo. Sino pa ba ang involved dito?
Well, I believe that there was a task force created for this purpose to address the concerns related to the criminalities inside a Pogo hub. And I believe the Philippine National Police and the members of the task force will be asked by the committee later on to submit their plans of action with respect to addressing the criminalities related to Pogo, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kasi yung post-trauma, importante nating na-address yan eh. At the same time, nagkakaroon ng tuloy-tuloy or continuing yung mga Pogo raids, dito madami yung mga victims mo. Kailangan meron ka talagang program para doon. At kung law enforcement lang ang gagawin, it will not be enough, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Brosas. Before we proceed, let me acknowledge members who have attended this committee hearing. Honorable Dean Asistio, Honorable Howard Ginto, Honorable Janet Garin, Honorable Ernesto Junicio, Honorable Jude Asidre. Welcome to the committee. And Honorable Joboy Aquino. The next to interpolate is Congressman George Patrol Bustos. You are recognized. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maya Babak po. Mr. Chair, allow me first to commend our law enforcers, particularly the PNP, NBI, PIDEA, and most especially PAOK. Before I go further, I would like also to commend our chairpersons for their dedication and leading the 4 committees that led to the creation of the Quad Committee. Of course, we know that they are all seasoned legislators all under the leadership of the Speaker of the People, Speaker Martin Romualdez, and ably assisted by our Senior Deputy Speaker, Congressman Don Gonzales, the pride of Pampanga. Mr. Speaker, since we are having this public hearing, the advantage of this is to fully involve the people. As what the father of modern British policing, wherein he said that the police are the public and the public are the police. Of course, in a public hearing, we are also expecting that a possible walk-in witness, we can have a possible walk-in witness. So, Mr. Chair, kung walang ganon, I suggest probably the committee, Quad Committee could set up a dedicated phone number para pwedeng tumawag yung posible mga witnesses dito sa mga kinukonsider natin dito sa Quadcom. Sa Pogo man yan, sa extrajudicial killing, and sa illegal drug trade and corruption. Kasi baka mamaya mga ibang kababayan natin takot dumiretso sa PNP. Kung kaya pa natin yon. Mr. Chair, would like also to suggest that we request, since this is the first meeting for the Quadcom, that we request the recent and updated crime statistics related dito sa mga dinidinig natin ngayon. And if I may suggest for the PNP before I go to my questions, baka po pwede tayong maglagay ng mga monitoring team sa mga scam hubs and Pogo hubs, no? Kasi ang akala ko po, doon sa zona ng presidente, susundan ko itong sinasabi ni Congressman Marcoleta, sabi niya po, effective immediately. Kaya papunta po ako sa mga tanong ko sa PAGCOR. Ma'am, papunta po ako sa iyo. So, sa PNP po, I'm suggesting na to seriously consider magkaroon tayo ng tracker and monitoring team na magmo-monitor po dito sa mga scam hubs and Pogo hubs. At sa intelligence community, para sa counterintelligence, dahil po doon sa mga pag-secure na mga sa late registration, no, PSA, para makita natin kung sino yung mga gumagawa ng kalokohan dyan. Mr. Chair, I now have a few questions for PAGCOR. Ma'am, what did PAGCOR do? No? Anong ginawa niya as soon as you heard the pronouncement of President about banning of Pogo? Gusto ko lang po maging klaro eh. Kinabukasan, ano po bang ginawa niyo? Ano pong ginawa ng PAGCOR?
Gaya po ng nabanggit ko po kanina, nagpadala po kami ng notices po sa aming mga licensees. Ililiwanagin ko lang po, no? Gaya po ng nasabi ni Congressman Marcoleta kanina, ang sinabi po ng Pangulo ay effective immediately, all Pogos are banned. However po, kasunod po ng statement na ito, sinabi po ng Pangulo na I hereby instruct PAGCOR, Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporations, to wind down and cease the operation of Pogos by the end of the year. So yun po yung sinusunod namin po ngayon na panuntunan. So nag-issue po kami ng notice sa aming mga licensees na hindi na po effective immediately, ban na po ang Pogos at binibigyan na lamang po sila hanggang end of December 31, 2024 para unti-unti na pong palitin yung kanilang mga operations at by December 31, 2024, huling araw na po ito na pwede silang makapag-operate.
Narinig ko po yun. PAGCOR po ba, ito po yung kasunod, PAGCOR po ba ang nag-suggest sa Pangulo na hanggang May 31? At ano po yung mga kadahilanan, bakit kailangan po natin extend ng napakatagal hanggang May 31, samantalang alam naman po natin that the gains of Pogo, no, no, is outweighed by the social cost. Yung mga naunang nagtanong po, sinabi na yan. Ano po ba yung mga kadahilanan, ma'am?
Sa first question niyo po, sir, hindi ko po sure. Ang Pangulo po ang nag-utos po mismo. Ito po yung sinabi niya po mismo sa kanyang SONA na nagbibigay po siya ng hanggang December 31 sa PAGCOR para i-wind down yung operations. And I think po, dapat din po nating i-distinguish yung mga illegal POGOs dun po sa mga internet gaming licensees po na currently licensed by PAGCOR. So, yung mga illegal po, yun po talaga, wala na po silang lisensya sa PAGCOR at yun po yung binabantayan din ng ating mga law enforcement agencies. At yung mga tinatawag po nating internet gaming licensees, yun naman po yung nasa jurisdiction po ng PAGCOR sa kasalukuyan.
Ma'am, kailangan po ba talaga natin i-distinguish? Eh, siyempre, automatic po yun. We are just referring doon sa mga Pogo hub na legal. Naturally, logically, kapag illegal, naturalmente, hindi kasama po yun. Tama po ba?
Hindi po. Ang sinasabi ko po, for the ban, kasama po lahat na POGOs and internet gaming licensees. However po, ang PAGCOR po bilang regulator ay meron lamang pong jurisdiction sa mga internet gaming licensees. Kaya po ito po yung sakop ng winding down and cessation of operations by December 31, 2024. Yung mga illegal naman po, wala pong lisensya sa PAGCOR, ngayon, kahit ngayon po, pwede na po silang hulihin dahil wala po talaga silang authority o wala po silang karapatang mag-operate ng gambling or anuman pong negosyo dito sa Pilipinas po.
Last question, Congressman
Ma'am,
Abusos.
dalawa na lang, bibilisan ko to. Dalawang beses ko po narinig sa inyo yung winding down. Ano po talaga yung context nito? Para klaro po, lalo na sa law enforcement arm.
Winding down po is pagpapaliit na po ng operations, unti-unti na po nilang babawasan po yung kanilang mga hanggang sa tumigil na po silang mag-operate.
With that clarification, meron po ba kayong clear and direct communication with the PNP kung ano naman po ang magiging role nila since ganyan na po yung position natin para klaro din po sa kanila?
Okay, sa ngayon po kasi ay binubuo pa lamang po yung buong team, yung task force or working group po na maghahawak po ng transition. Pero inuuna na po natin dito yung mga pag-aaral po sa mga madi-displace na workers. And then po, susunod po dito is yung mga karampatang pong susunod na hakbang para po sa mga law enforcement agencies naman po natin na katulong nating magpapatupad nung paghinto po ng operations ng lahat ng mga POGOs by the end of the year. So, kapag po meron na pong ginagawa pa lang po ito, magsusumite po kami ng update sa committee ng mga progress po and ng mga steps po and procedures na susundin po nung komite kapag po nabuo na po ito.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just ask questions for the second round.